Most people don't believe in cryptocurrencies because they cannot conceptualize the idea that something purely digital can have value. Others believe that Bitcoin is worthless because it is not backed by anything. No matter where you come from, I will tell you what you really need to understand Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in under 5 minutes. Sounds insane, but let me explain. So this video is for beginners, but if you already have some knowledge or if you even are an expert, you might want to watch this anyway so you can show it to your friends. I will tell you the single most important aspect you need to know so you are able to understand crypto. There's one condition though. You have to be really radically open-minded. Ready? Then go. So if you are a beginner, chances are you've already heard about Bitcoin a few times before, but still don't get the whole picture, the whole concept. Why is Bitcoin that expensive if it only exists virtually and is not backed by anything? So the first question we have to ask ourselves is, what is money? Many people see money as a given. It is there since we are born, and we got a coin here and there from grandma, and we got pocket money when we are children. And of course it has been there all the way until we are grown-up adults and work for money. And everything seems to work fine. You can go to a store and pay your stuff, you can pay rent, you can buy a car, and everybody accepts our national currency. So everything seems to be fine. But sometimes when I'm at the supermarket and I am watching all those stuff I am getting for only 2 pieces of paper, it sometimes feels like cheating to me, like it is surreal. I'm getting all those products which people have worked for, and all I give in return is little pieces of paper. So why is it that everybody accepts those numbers on a screen or these little pieces of paper as a payment? And the truth is, we are not even supposed to ask such questions. But what you have to realize is that money does not exist. And let me actually repeat that. Money is not really real. If you think about it, money is nothing but a strange theoretical concept that only works because everybody believes it works. And let's do a little thought experiment, shall we? Imagine you would be the main character in a post-apocalyptic world. Let's say you and your family would be the only people who are left on Earth. So what would be money, pocket money, paper money, those credit cards and the numbers on the screen be worth then? And of course the answer is nothing. Not even gold or diamonds or anything that we consider to be a good medium of exchange or money today would be worth anything anymore. Food, water and shelter would be the things that would be really valuable then. But since it is a bit hard to trade and being paid in houses and vegetables, we simply invented money. It is a perfect medium of exchange, but only because nobody is questioning the value and the functionality of money. It continues to be accepted as an exchange for our goods and services. Now, what has this to do with understanding Bitcoin in 5 minutes? So, 2 things. First, people who say Bitcoin is worthless because it is not backed by anything do not have a huge understanding of money in the first place. Money always only exists in our heads and is backed by nothing else than trust. But in comparison to dollars or euros, Bitcoin has some superior attributes. Secondly, well, here comes the part where I have to be honest. I cannot explain Bitcoin to you in 5 minutes. And I'm sorry, but nobody could. It is simply impossible to understand such a new and complex construct like Bitcoin in a short amount of time. The same way, it is impossible to learn how to drive a car in 5 minutes or learn or get a religion in 5 minutes. This is the single most important aspect you have to understand. No one, not even the smartest human that ever walked the earth, would be able to understand Bitcoin in one day. And nobody ever did.
Let's discuss why, by the way. And what I've drawn here are some neurons, some brain cells. Because what your brain needs to do in order to learn something is to establish some neurological connections first. And you can imagine this like finding a path, trying to connect those black lines in order to get something. The problem is, even if those connections have been established for the first time, they are rather dirt paths at the beginning. But they could be data highways after some time. What your brain needs, what those neurons need, is activity. Activity in terms of walking those dirt paths over and over again until they are not dirt paths anymore. And you do this, you train them while you are thinking about this specific topic. You're trying to find a solution here. But still, this alone does not cut it. You also need one more thing, and this is sleep. Sleep is probably the most important element in terms of learning complex stuff anyway, because your brain is nothing but a big construction site while you are sleeping. You wake up every single day slightly different than you fell asleep. But not only will be connections you used be strengthened, connections you did not use for some time will be built back. This is because of efficiency. Those neurons need a lot of energy and nutrition after all. And this is also the reason why it is ineffective to learn something you have absolutely no interest in or try to learn in a short amount of time. Like you sometimes did in school one day before an exam, and you couldn't remember a thing after 2 weeks or so. Again, this is because those connections need activity and sleep to become effective data highways. So the conclusion is, if you need sleep to learn, that also means that you cannot learn complex things in one day. And let's pick up the learn to drive example to illustrate that. Imagine Alice in a driving school, practicing how to drive for 1 hour every day for 24 consecutive days. Now imagine Bob also practicing how to drive in a driving school, but doing 24 hours in a row in one single day. While Alice has a good chance to be actually able to drive a car in traffic now, all hope is lost on Bob. He probably even forgot on which side the wiper and on which side the indicator is at the next day.
So what you should take away from this video is, do not click on any Understand Bitcoin in 3 seconds video ever again. Those videos are usually crap. Not because the people who are making those videos don't mean well, but because they simply don't realize that they themselves needed days and weeks only to get a grasp of what Bitcoin truly is. So what is the solution then? If you really want to understand Bitcoin, you need to spend time and learn bit by bit, day by day. In the next few videos, I will explain the most important aspects of Bitcoin, and this time for real, I promise. In my opinion, Bitcoin is one of the true innovations of mankind, and putting in the time will be worth it. A little personal note at the end. So this is my second video on YouTube. If you liked the video and want to help me to boost this little channel a little bit, click the like button right now so more people are able to see this video. Thank you.